Greetings, respected viewers. The date today is the 26th of February, a traditional review of events on the Ukrainian war fronts. Let's start with the Sovdievsky direction, where our troops continue to push forward in the settlement. In a quite dire situation for the enemy, it's become simply critical. Our troops spent all day yesterday working their artillery and air force, secured themselves on the eastern outskirts, it's most likely. Today we will receive news about the enemy fully withdrawing. Possibly we may even be able to fully secure ourselves there, and it would significantly complicate the enemy's situation in the Orlovka region and further west, allowing us to push the enemy away from Donetsk for a few more kilometers. There were also direct attacks on Orlovka yesterday, but unfortunately we were unable to secure ourselves in the first houses of this settlement. The enemy was able to repel our attack. Also, an attempt was made yesterday to secure a foothold in the settlement. Unfortunately, Berdichi is also unsuccessful, but the pressure on this front toward Orlovka and Berdichi shows our troops have very serious intentions in this area. Furthermore, over the last few days, our artillery and even the air force have been working powerfully to the north, Okretina and Novokolovo, where our artillery is strongly hitting the enemy's positions. This means after we finish clearing the area of Berdichi, Orlovka, Tonenkoye, and farther west, we should expect a strike, just as we expected in the northern direction. This looks the most logical and likely indeed on this front it will be, because there in the north is a watershed ridge. If simultaneously with this our troops manage to break through the enemy's defenses and take the city of Chasiv, then we'll create a very threatening configuration of the front in the Toretsk area. Threatening it and maybe even more. More of a disaster than the disaster in Avdiivka. Not today, not tomorrow, but in the very near future. That is, such news are coming from Avdiivka. Really not bad news. We hold our hopes for our guys. I think today from this direction, there will also be good news. Well, and since we set the clocks here, our forces again have very little confirmed by disinformation. Constant storming actions are here. The enemy is desperately trying to defend counterattacks precisely because he has a tactic here of active defense. Yesterday I talked about it in my broadcast to talk about the fact that we occupied something, anchored somewhere. It can only be said a day after it happened. For example, our forces are already reaching the middle of the Ivanovsko village, trying to stay here. The enemy is trying to knock us out with counterattacks. Fortunately, he does not succeed everywhere, and also there are very intense battles for the hill north of Ivanovskoye taking over, which will become the key episode in the battle for Chasiv Yar. Solidifying our stand on this hill, and even better by conquering Canal District, will pose an imminent threat to the entire Chasiv Yar group and create the prerequisites for breaking through the defense in this area. There's also intense conflict over Bogdanovka, over Klishchiivka, over Andriivka. That is, the breadth of our troops' offensive front has significantly expanded, meaning now it's no longer a narrow strike in the Bogdanovka-Ivanovsky region. This is a rather wide front where the attacking actions are starting. As we assumed in a few episodes back, it's here that it's most likely to move. Our main focus for the next few weeks will also be